Hi everybody, I'm going to go straight into this. I'm a former Akoli. Well, of course, this is my channel. So today, your favorite youth mentor, youth educator. Okay, I'm going to go straight into the reason for this video. All over the place, we talk about sex education, talking to young adults, teenagers, even children. The need arises. There's so much need to talk about these things today, because when someone is well informed, they know what to expect, and they know how to take good decisions that will help increase the quality of life of their life over time. Okay, so that's the reason for this video today. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the reason for sexual intimacy. Why is there sexual intimacy? And let me go straight into my notes for today, because I have to have notes, so I don't go off points. Okay, so all right, now the reason for sexual intimacy. If sex organs were not created, no one would know about sex or the act, and no one will be able to experience it. Now, we know that when you look around, you see that creation has order. You can see that there's an architect, you can see that there's a creator. You look at the body, you know that someone somewhere created it, and let's call him the creator, God, as we Christians call him God, right? So, but now, if we didn't have these sex organs, this for male and female, we will not know about the act of it, and we will not be able to experience it. Now, since there's a creator who created these organs, there's a way he wanted us to experience sexual intimacy a certain way. Okay, and when you don't know the reason for a thing, it's easy to abuse it. Okay, so these days we see a lot of issues with intimacy. I'm thinking because a lot of people don't know the reason for it. Now, from what we know about God and his creation, he's asked us to use sex a certain way to be safe. The intention for sex from God's point of view is that it's made for married couples only, for a man and wife only. That's the number one thing. And I know this is not an easy pill to swallow, because today anybody who's attracted to anybody basically has intimacy. But from the point of view of the creator, it was made for man, for a husband, and for a wife to enjoy. Number one, to be able to increase their bond together, and then number two, to procreate and create more children and more people on planet Earth. Okay, so those are the two reasons: for pleasure for a husband and wife only, actually, and then number two, for the purpose of procreation and continuing the human race, as it were. Okay, so those are the two reasons from the creator's point of view. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, now, why is it that God says no sex outside the bounds of marriage? Why are we supposed to avoid sexual intimacy outside marriage? Some people will say, why would God give such a good gift and then tell people to wait until marriage? Why is it that grown people who are unmarried are not supposed to? Okay, adults who are unmarried, why shouldn't they enjoy themselves? Why not? Why should they not enjoy themselves? And there are many answers to that question. Okay, there are many answers to that question. Just thinking logically now. Okay, there are many answers to that question. Now, number one, when people, because these days a lot of people have different partners. Okay, most people have different partners when they have different relationships at different points in their lives. When you have more than one sexual partner, the likelihood of getting sexually transmitted infections increases tremendously. I mean, this is shown scientifically. And even when people use condoms, they use protection. The protection sometimes doesn't stay. It doesn't. Most people, in fact, some people experience the fact that protection breaks, and from when that happens, unwanted pregnancies and STIs and STDs, sexually transmitted infections, can now cross through and happen basically. So that's the first reason. Another reason is that when you are when you break up with someone you're not married to, even when you're married, if you break up with someone, the heartbreak is usually more painful when people have been sexually involved. Okay, after breakups, if people were sexually involved, then the heartbreak is so much more painful than when there was no, sexual intimacy between the two people in the relationship. Okay, so that's it's usually more painful. That's the other one. The next one is unwanted pregnancy. When people engage in sexual intimacy, they're not married. You see a lot of unwanted pregnancies. You see a lot of now single mothers, and struggling to raise children on their own. I think that's another reason. Okay, you would say the creator wants us to keep sexual intimacy within the bounds of marriage. Another reason is abortion. Okay, so many abortions arising from the unwanted pregnancies, killing of the babies that have been that were conceived during the sexual intercourse. Okay, so many abortions also arise due to unwanted pregnancies, and when people are not married, they usually do not want to keep the baby. Okay, and so that's another reason why it's best to keep sex in marriage. Another reason will be complications that arise from abortions. Okay, complications can arise during abortion, and it can cause harm to a woman's reproductive system moving forward, and not allowing her to be able to carry children in her womb in future. A lot of things can go wrong if the usually, in fact, a lot of things have gone wrong during so many different abortions. Many people are not talking about it, but you see the effects and you hear about it. When a lot of people, when people who have gone through many abortions, or even one as the case may be, you're not able to carry children or in their womb, maybe because of a perforated womb or damage done to the womb during abortion. That's another reason. Another reason is death during complications from complications of abortions. That's another reason. Some people have gone in for abortions and they didn't come out alive. Okay, another reason will be possible maiming from dangerous and jealous lovers. If you've had a jealous lover in the past, you would know that there's some people who would not want to let go. They've been sexually intimate with somebody, they do not want to let that person go because of the bond they've created with that person. And you see a lot of people trying to go after the new person that their ex-lover is now dating, or even trying to go after their ex-lover because of jealousy. That's another thing. Okay, so another thing is when problems in marriage due to comparison, like when people who have been sexually active before they got married, sometimes they tend to compare their spouses, the way their spouse is sexually, they tend to compare their spouse with an ex lover, and that can cause serious problems in marriage. Okay, it leads to a lot of dissatisfaction within marriage. That's another reason why not to be sexually active before marriage. Okay, number 9 is that when there's that comparison, it tends to breed distrust, especially if one voices out to their spouse, "Oh, you're not doing it like my ex did it, or you're not as good as how my ex was." If people say that in marriage, it tends to bring distrust between them and their spouse. So, and when there's no trust, when there's a lack of trust, degrading trust in marriage it's a bad, uncomfortable situation to be in. Number 10, another reason to avoid premarital sex will be, adultery related. Some people now tend to be go outside of marriage because they feel like they cannot be satisfied with one partner, then they have to go out and have another girlfriend or another boyfriend outside of the marriage, leading to adultery, because of the fact that, you know what, they feel like they need that variety in their life, like they cannot be satisfied with just one partner because they've experienced so many other partners before they got married, and so it's hard for them to settle for just one person. So that's another disadvantage of premarital sex. Okay. So with all these that have been mentioned, you see that it's actually good to support and practice sexual abstinence and celibacy before marriage. So waiting till marriage to have sex with your spouse, it's better to practice this, and also staying faithful to the spouse that one has married after you're now married. Okay, so these are the reasons. These are the reasons why um, abstinence and celibacy should be celebrated, and not premarital sex. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more definitely on this topic moving forward. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know, okay, what you'd like to see moving forward. Thank you very much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.